Hello and welcome back, to hopefully the start of summer. I'm hoping it is, because I'm going to get these pumpkins and courgettes out today. Pumpkins are all climbing ones and they're going into this climbing frame, and the courgettes over here. Right, so the plants aren't looking too bad. I gave them a feed yesterday. Some of the leaves are a bit dodgy, but there's plenty of male flowers on them. There's not many females at the moment. So I'm going to be doing, I've got Casper, so Casper's going to be on this side with the cucumbers. On the other side is going to be Jack Be Little and Red Curry. Now I've got quite a few questions to ask in this video, so I thought I'd ask them all in one go at the start. So I've grown Red Curry before, and what happened was I virtually got a squash right at the start. It was right down here. And then what happened is it just stayed that size. I mean, at the time I was really proud of it. It's the first time growing these and I was really proud of it. But it just didn't get any bigger. And then as the plant kept on growing, I didn't get any more squashes until it got to the top. So my question is, should I have taken off the squash at the start? If it's really early, you know, the plant's only about this big and it appears, should you take the squash off so it becomes more fruitful later on as it develops? Or should I just leave it? And that's if I get any this time. Should I just leave it? And then if it just stays the same size, do you take it off then? So that's the first question, which sort of leads me on to the next one. Right, back into the greenhouse, and this is going to be the next question. It is a tomato question. And they're doing all right at the moment. I am going to have to top them off, some of the main stems, pretty soon. The side shoots, I still haven't got round to actually deciding which ones we're going to keep. But you can see on the grushovka, getting some nice fruit on there. And most of them, they're really doing some nice fruit. It won't be long before some of them are starting to blemish. So this is the next question, and it's the sun gold one. Right, so this is the sun gold, and this is my question. Is that the size that a sun gold grows to? Or does the first truss always produce a smaller fruit, and then the next truss they start to get bigger? It seems like this one up here is starting to get a little bit bigger than this one. But yeah, that's my question. Is sun gold that size? Because it looks pretty small to me. And I don't know whether, because I've stressed them that the first truss is always going to be smaller. Brian from Brian's Garden Polytunnel said when he stresses them, he takes off the first truss, just so they produce bigger fruit going up the plant. On all my other plums and cherry tomatoes, they've been fine. The cherry Chadwick had a little bit less fruit on the first truss, but like I say, they're still good sized tomatoes. But yeah, is this the right size for sun gold? Will they start to get bigger going up the plant? You know, because I've never grown it before and I don't know. I do need to sort out these side shoots on here. Maybe they're taking some of the energy, I don't know. You know, when you compare it with, let's see, I don't know whether you can actually see this one. There's the grushovka there. There's a nice truss there. Yeah, it's whether it's actually worth it next year. We'll have to see on the taste and how the rest of the plant goes. I am going to be taking these side shoots off. I know I keep saying it to grow a bit more plants from them. And there's plenty on here I've just got to sort out. Right, the next question is on broad beans and black fly. I've got quite a few questions and they may lead to various different experiments. So let's go and have a look at those now. Right, these broad beans, I've got so many different questions to ask. on these. So I've topped them off. I had black fly 2 weeks ago. I've topped them off, and now I'm getting all these new stems at the bottom, but they're not even just starting at the bottom. I've got some going up the stem, so side shoots maybe the technical term, and they're starting to come out with flowers as well. So what I am doing is I'm monitoring just to see if any more black fly appears on these tips or on any of the stems, and occasionally there's one or two have appeared and I just rub them off, but that's been it. So first question is, does anybody do an early topping, because that's what this was an early topping, and then get an extra amount of side shoots or stems growing at the bottom, and then you get an extra harvest? You know, at the moment I've got 2 here, I've got another side shoot there, and I've got a new one growing there, and that's similar on most of them. That one there's got 3 stems newly growing. That's got a bit of flowers on, a new side shoot there. So yeah, that's my first question, is does anybody else do this? My next question is, will I get away with all these new fresh tops? So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to leave them at the moment. And then what I was going to do when these going to get harvest was I was going to cut them down and then put some peas at the back all the way along. So my next question is, now that I'm leaving them in for these new stems to hopefully mature, does anybody use these stems as supports for peas? Because what I don't know is if I leave these stems up, how long will they stay green after the pods have been taken off? You know, will they still stay supple, or will I have to cut these down? So that's my next question, is how long do these stems last once all the pods have been taken off? Because I may use those as, like say, pea supports. And then the next one is, do I take a risk and actually start into planting some peas in there to use these as a support? Or do you think the peas need a little bit more sunshine? Because as you can see now, this is midday, so it's actually getting a bit of shade already. And those peas there, I wouldn't say have struggled, but they're not flourishing. So I don't know whether peas need a lot of sunshine and this will be too much shade. So there you go, a bit of a waffle questions there. Right, let's get back to the planting. Right, so I thought I'd do the courgettes first, because I wanted to show you all this rocket. This rocket is actually, I think it's 9.5 months old plants. And what I did for this was I kept it in its pots until April, and I just potted it up into the soil there, and then in May I've potted it in here, and we've never had such good plants. It was really root bound at the start, but look at all this. I mean, these are really healthy plants. I don't know how long they're going to last for which is why I'm going to be putting in a courgette just round about here, so that can then hang over, and obviously by the time that's flourishing these would have gone. But I'm really pleased with these rocket plants, you know, so that's what I'm going to do next year, well this year. Again, I mean, late August sowing of the rockets, they are literally just going to then sit in the greenhouse right the way through the winter, and then in spring I'm going to slowly start popping them out into various different beds at different timings as well, because these are really flourishing now, but the ones over there that were actually planted up in April, you'll be able to see a difference, because I'm going to do exactly the same with another courgette, put them at the end of the bed so they can spread out, and by the time they're spreading out these would have gone. I mean, they are starting to go to flower, some of them, but there's an absolute mass of leaves. And then I'm going to be doing some rainbow chard. Maybe I may put it just to the end, just here, and then just behind here. I mean, this will all be off camera, but just behind here, I will do another sowing of radish. Because let me show you the purple Diana. Yeah, so that really is a lovely colour. Looking for, well, we've had a few already, and they're really nice. So we're going to do, like I say, another half row of those on French breakfast, and then I'll probably, by the time these leeks are gone, do another row or fill it up with other stuff. But yeah, look at all this rocket. Right, let me show you the other one as well. Right, so these are the other rocket plants. Like I say, went in at April, and we've had so many pickings off them, and they're just starting to go into flower now. So I've probably got about another month left on them, which gives plenty of time and protection to the courgette here and the courgette down there. And it's the same with the rainbow chard. I've put those in at each end there. So hopefully we'll get the courgettes come tumbling this way. If not, I'll try and stake them or persuade them to come this way, because we do get some nice sunshine just behind me at times. And then when this rocket has died down, I'll probably put in this tumbling tomato. This is just a spare at the moment. So let's have a look at the other tumbling tomatoes. Right, so in there is 2 Garten Pearl, and these are 2 Garten Pearl. And again, I've got another question. I started putting them in. Now last year I put them in on a slant, and this year I'm going to put them in straight. So what do you do? Do you put them in on a slant to aid them to tumble, or do you just put them in straight? Again, it's another question I looked up. I just want to see what's the difference this year compared to last year. So yeah, these are Garten Pearl, and again, they're heirloom. So these are all been grown from my own seed. Just going to put them just at a slight tilt, but I don't know what's the best way for them. So again, it's another one of those questions. There's been a lot this week. And what will go behind it once I've done the guttering is a Shirley Pixie, which is only going to get to about that height. So if they do start tumbling, I've got plenty of room for the Shirley Pixie. But I'll wait until A, I've done the guttering, and B, that it gets a little bit taller. Right, so on the tomatoes, I have actually decided to do some of the side shoots for the Sun Gold. So let's have a go at those. Because it seems like the Sun Gold tomatoes are a bit small, I thought, right, I'll take off the side shoots. I mean, some of them are massive. So this is the smallest one. Again, just taking off any of the leaves. Just going to leave it like that. Now this one, a lot bigger. I'm going to cut it just about there. And take off all the leaves. So what I'm going to do is have that one as the smallest one. All the other ones are going to be a lot bigger. I'm just going to see whether they root differently, because obviously this has had all this stem on it first. The ones I did for the Latar, they still haven't rooted. Now I did it last year with the Grashofka, cherry tomato, and I think it was the Harry's, and they all rooted, but they were on short side shoots, not long side shoots. So I'm just going to see what the difference is. Well, I've got another 2 to do now. Right, there you go. So that's the small one, and like I say, all the others are a lot bigger. I don't know whether to take the trusses off. We'll see how we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these on the indoor windowsills. The like I say, the litter has been in the greenhouse, and I don't know whether too much sun has stopped it from rooting, and all it's done is just take up the water. But like I say, we'll see how we go. I only need one. I've still got plenty of side shoots to keep on practicing, just to see what we get. Right, onto these pumpkins. Actually, no, we're having a stir fry tonight, so what I'm going to do is start harvesting some of these mange too, and they are getting quite big now. Right, so we had a taste of these the other day, just as we were passing, and we just had a little snack on them, and they were really juicy. So looking forward to them, seeing how they do in the stir fries. Now this is the biggest one I've picked so far. Hold on. So there we go. What's that? About 6 inches. So looking forward to see how they do in the stir fry. And what I am going to do is I'm going to sow a few more seeds now, so we can do another tub. And I will next time pinch them out as well, just so they get a little bit bushier. Yeah, these seem to be working well, so looking forward to these. Right, let's get finally back onto those pumpkins. Right, so like I said before, they're in pretty good condition. I've got 3 Caspers that are going to go on this side, and 3 Caspers here that are going to go here on this side. Then I've got 6 Jackby Little and 3 Corey, so it's going to be 2 Jackby Little, Corey, 2 Jackby Little, and then a Corey, and so on. And then I've got all these Chinese cabbages to go in as well, just to protect them as well. So what I was also going to do, I was going to actually put in the leeks interplanted in between these onions. Now these onions are winter onions, overwintering onions, and they're starting to look like they're getting close to be ready. There's a lot of stuff starting to flop over, and what I'm thinking is maybe I just leave it for another week or 2 and see if they are going to start to flop over. There's some decent size of them, so it doesn't matter if they actually finish now, because that means I can clear that bed of the onions and then get the leeks in, and I may put some more of the later December leeks. I've forgotten what the name is of those. It's a French variety in there as well. So what I'm going to do, like I say, is just see how they go and wait a little bit. I mean, what do you think? I'm asking a question again, aren't I? What do you think? Are those onions near enough ready? I said they are overwintering onions, so I think they are. Right, so what I'm going to do is plant these up and then bring you back. Right, there you go. They're all in. Finally, they've got them in. I've been planning this for quite a few weeks. So I've got also a Chinese cabbage down at this end, one at that end, one in the middle there, and down both ends here. What I will do is put another one in here when I put the cucumbers in. Well, I'm just going to leave those for another 2 weeks or so, just so that they can grow a little bit bigger. And then all I've got to do is tie up a paracord coming down, and I use this 3-core 2mm paracord, which will take 90 kilos, so hopefully it'll take the weight of a good harvest. Fingers crossed. Right, so it's actually the next day now, and that sun is baking, so I'm going to leave the video here now. So like I always say, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again.